Hello, good morning, and welcome back in this second video in the series about European Diploma in Intensive Care Medicine, how to prepare. In this video, we are going to talk about the first part, the MCQ part, but before I start, I just wanted to highlight these points. This video is just my own experience about the European Diploma of Intensive Care Medicine. So it is not complete, neither exclusive for preparation for the EDIC. You can complete it by adding your own thoughts, by adding your own experience if you have already passed the European Diploma exam. And simply, I'm not a trainer, I'm not an instructor, I am not designing a course, a preparatory course for the European Diploma of Intensive Care Medicine. Again, I'm just talking about my own experience in EDIC. Part 1 exam has recently been conducted as an online exam, and that is due to the pandemic situation. EDIC Part 1 exam is 100 multiple choice questions written examination in English. The exam contains type A questions and type K questions, and the maximum number of type K questions is 50. It could be less than 50. In 2/3 of the exam questions, a question stem is mainly composed by a vignette, which may include an image. So likely you will face a clinical scenario rather than a solid information. Example for type A questions, you will find the main stem of the exam of the question, and then you have 5 answers. In type A questions, there is only one correct answer you need to choose. As for example, in this question about Clostridium difficile, the correct answer is B. So you will mark B as correct. Type K questions is a different type of questions in which you will find the main stem, and after that you will find 4 different answers. Each answer could be true or false, and you need to mark each answer as true or false. For example, the following data can be obtained from the transpulmonary thermodilution: cardiac output, true; an estimate of the preload, true; an estimate of pulmonary edema, true; an estimate of total circulatory blood volume, false. These are the 2 different types of questions you will find in Part 1 exam in the EDIC. This exam blueprint is copied from the formal European Society guidance, which shows the weight of each ICU topic and how it is presented in the exam. You can find this blueprint in the official exam guidance on the ESICM website, as previously discussed in the first video. For more details and information about the EDIC exam, eligibility, pass mark, appeal, you will find all that in the European Diploma exam guidelines and regulations on the website. The second part of this video will be about the resources. How can you prepare? What are the available resources for the EDIC Part 1? I will divide resources into resources for the theoretical knowledge, MCQ books and question banks, websites, courses, and finally, any other source you find it is useful for preparation for the EDIC, please add it to this video in the comments. That will be extremely helpful and highly appreciated. For the theoretical knowledge, you can use any of the textbooks. Each one of us has his own preferred textbook. There is a long list of textbooks in intensive care medicine. You can choose your own preference. Textbooks are not exam oriented or exam friendly, so textbooks are used generally to consolidate your own knowledge and to apply the knowledge to your clinical practice that will be helpful for you in preparing for the EDIC exam. And then the second source for the theoretical knowledge will be the ESICM modules. We have discussed in the first video how you can get an access to the modules, how could you navigate, how could you download them in a PDF or a continuous format. The advantages of the ESICM modules are they are designed by ESICM, which is the main body that controls and set the exam. And it is designed according to the blueprint provided by the ESICM. And it is obviously updated, and it is being updated continuously. One of the other advantages of the ESICM modules that they include media. So while navigating in different modules, you will find the links for different lectures or webinars or conference videos that is extremely helpful, and it also helps people who prefer video and lectures to consolidate their knowledge. We are different in the ways that we receive information. And the second advantage is that they cover the entire ICU curriculum. And the last advantage is that they include a post-module MCQ, which you will find helpful for you to revise your knowledge and see what are the knowledge gaps in your preparation, and then you can go back to the module and revisit these areas of gaps. But the ESICM modules are not without disadvantages, and the mainly disadvantage is that they are massive and they are difficult to revise immediately before the exam. So if you are preparing or if you start preparing for your EDIC exam long time before the exam, you can start with the ESICM modules. They are suitable if you start reading very early. But at least you need to have a quick look to the post-module MCQ and case scenarios, which are helpful, as I said, to see what is your knowledge gaps and what is your current skills in approaching an MCQ and answering MCQs and in different types, either type A or type K. And then also for the theoretical knowledge, there are multiple revision books which are characterized by being concise and examination friendly. For me, I have used the first book which was available in 2018, which is the revision notes in intensive care medicine for the short-term revision immediately before exam. This book is very exam friendly. Other books which are available and can be used as a revision books immediately before exam are Booklet in Critical Care and Oxford Desk Reference in Critical Care. All these books are or could be considered a revision books as they are concise. You can choose your own book, but for me, as I said, I used the first one, and I'm currently honored that I am working with um, Dr. Mark McPhail, who is one of the authors of the first book, and Dr. Sancho Rodriguez, who is the author of the second book. Another source for revision is revision notes published or written by Dr. Ali Ragab, an Egyptian intensivist. It is concise as well and examination friendly. Now, I'm going to display the cover pages of different books available as MCQ books or question banks. I will start with these two books, which are designed for the edX, so you'll find type A and type K questions in both books, and you will find a nice explanation for the answer after each exam in these books. I use these books in my preparation, and then there are three books which are published in the UK, and they are designed for the final FFICM exam, which is the exit exam for intensive care unit training in the United Kingdom. They contain also type A and type K questions. And in the first two books, which I used for my preparation, you will find a very nice, thorough explanation of the topic after each exam question answer. So it will help you to consolidate the knowledge. The third book is very recently published. It is published in November 2021, and I didn't have enough time to go through it, but I assume it would be a good source for revision and questions in the intensive care unit, and obviously it would be more updated than the previous two books. Other resources which I didn't use in my preparation, but they are available: self-assessment in adult multi-professional critical care. It's an preparation book or exam preparation book for I assume it's the American Board in Critical Care Medicine, the American Thoracic Society review of the critical care boards, and Neurocritical Care Board review. These books are all American books. Mayo Clinic Critical Care case review, which is also an American book, and then best of 5 MCQ for the acute medicine. It's designed for the acute medicine examination in the United Kingdom, but it may be helpful for preparing for the intensive care medicine exams. I say American, British, or European because different countries has different own guidance. It's usually not massive and not significantly different, but sometimes you will find minor questions with answers that only apply in a specific country due to or due to a specific national guidance used in different countries. And then going to another important source for revision and question banks are which is the websites. As previously mentioned, the ESICM modules available on the ESICM website. The ESICM website also contains a very large library of webinars where you can go and navigate different topics in the intensive care unit. You will find different webinars which will help you in preparing. So if you went to the past webinars and started searching about any topic you are interested in or need to read, you will find a long list of webinars discussing this particular subject. The second website I used for preparing for the ESICM exam or the EDIC exam is the Bottom Line. One important topic of the current or the recent medical examinations is the evidence. And the Bottom Line is a website that has a brief or concise summary of different studies that are published in the intensive care medicine. So, for example, if we went through any of them, recently published studies, Eolia, you will find a very nice summary of the study in here, including the conclusion and also some critical analysis of this study. It's useful, it's helpful for anyone who is preparing to have quick general idea about the landmark studies in intensive care medicine. You will find a summary of these landmark studies at the end of this book, which is the revision notes in intensive care medicine. There are around 10 pages summarizing the landmarks in the intensive care medicine. Another website that contains huge amount of questions and answers and designed modules for EDIC preparation is Go the Extra Mile. I was registered to this website a few years ago, I think in 2018. I might comment on the questions in this website that they are mainly discussing the basic knowledge, physiology, pharmacology, anatomy, which are related to the intensive care medicine, and they don't include case scenarios, which is a type of questions that comes up in the exam, but that was in 2018, so I'm not sure if this has been changed, if they added some EDIC specific exam preparation contents that may include case scenarios or represent the actual EDIC exam. So that was my experience in this website, but it is not updated. A second question bank you can use for EDIC exam preparation is on examination for the FICM, which is the final exam in intensive care medicine in the United Kingdom. And this question bank include more than 1,000 revision questions, which are divided into single best answer or multiple true false questions, type A and type K. My comment on this website is that it is mainly or it has a huge number of questions that are anesthesia related, lots of physics questions, pharmacology questions, physiology questions, which I think or I feel that it doesn't represent the actual EDIC blueprint or EDIC curriculum, but I just highlighted or wanted to display that just to open your minds to the other available resources, which may or may not be helpful, but they are MCQs in the intensive care medicine. I mean, you may find it is helpful for you. These are the main websites that I can remember that I used during preparation for the exam, either part 1 or part 2. And then going to different courses, which is designed for preparation. The EDIC-1 official preparatory course from the European Society of Intensive Care Medicine was extremely helpful for me in preparing for the EDIC exam. It contains both webinars and large question bank, and obviously it's type A and type K questions. And webinars are covering different subjects of the curriculum. And in different webinars, you'll find some questions and answers as well. If you are registered for the exam, you can go to your academy account and go to examination courses and go to EDIC-1 preparatory course, and you can enroll yourself to this course, but you need to pay separate fees for the preparatory course that will open to you the webinars and the question bank. So in summary, for preparing for EDIC Part 1, you need to have a good theoretical knowledge about different subjects in the ICU curriculum. You need to practice as much as you can, or you need to practice as much MCQs as you can using different question banks and different books, including MCQs. It will be helpful if you have a specific concise source you use for your revision, either your own notes or one of the different revision books or notes available we have previously mentioned. And clinical practice is an important part of preparation because all these exams are clinically oriented. So as deep as your practice is in the intensive care medicine, you will find it's easier to go through different clinical and practical exams. One of the most important points they like and focus on the exams are the hemodynamics, heart-lung interactions, respiratory failure, sepsis. That is not an exclusive list, but these topics need to be revised in depth before the exam. Lastly, I would like just to remind you that this video is only my own experience. I'm not a trainer or instructor in any of the courses. I didn't want to confuse or overwhelm you by displaying this list of resources. I just wanted you to let you know that there is available resources for the EDIC, because the usual question about the EDIC is what are the resources. There is lots of resources you can use. Please add to my experience. You can add your own experience to make preparation for the EDIC exam easier for doctors who are applying or planning to set the exam. And finally, I am not responsible by any or means about the contents, mistakes, and outdated information that you may find in any of these preparation books or available resources, as some of these books are published in 2016 and 2000 maybe 15, so some of these information may be outdated. So please keep eye on that and try to detect these topics. And finally, I would like to thank you for your time. I wish this video may be helpful for some of you who are preparing for the EDIC. Please leave your comments on this video. And please, if you have recently passed the European Diploma exam, I would be grateful if you kindly post your own experience as a comment or send it as a private message to me, and I may add it to the comments. And finally, I will tag some of my colleagues whom I know who had recently passed the EDIC part 1 or part 2 exam, and I would appreciate their help in adding their own experience. I wish you all best of luck. Goodbye.